Hi guys, this is another video on the Creality Slicer software that I just posted a video about. In the first video I was showing you the software in its very basic Quickprint format, if you like, which is perfectly adequate for most prints. If you'd like to get a bit more detail, you can go up to the expert button up here, and two down you'll see switch to full settings. If we select that and click yes, it will take us to the more, I guess, expert kind of settings of the software, which gives us a lot more information and parameters about the printer that we can change as we wish. So everything else is the same. You import your STL file via this button here, which I'll do quickly. Let's choose the cat. We export the G-code file using this button here once it's loaded, and all the other buttons on the main screen here are exactly the same. So on the left hand side we've got a few more options now. The one of most interest, I guess, is your fill density. So you'll notice with your models, as you get more into this, that the inside of these models are not always filled completely. They have some kind of filling or hatching or some kind of pattern to hold the model together. Now this can change depending upon the fill density we select. So for an empty part we use 0%. 20% is normally adequate for most models, so if I just change that, it should show us a slight increase in the density there of the infill. Yeah, you can see that there. If you want a completely solid model, then we go to 100. This isn't normally necessary, but obviously the option is there if you wish to print like that. There you go. That's showing a completely filled model there. I generally work between 10 and 20 purely because it saves on material, and the shell, which is kind of the wall thickness around the center here, is generally quite strong, and that is determined up here by our shell thickness, so 0.8 of a millimeter. Now that isn't the total shell thickness. It really depends upon the model as well, which I won't go into in great detail. I'll let you guys experiment, and you can see what comes out and what's fit for purpose for you. You've got print speed here, printing temperature and bed temperature. So this software has defaulted to a printing temperature of 200 degrees Celsius for PLA, and it recommends 230 for ABS. Again, bed temperature is normally at 60 for PLA as well, and ABS as well. Support type here as well, so same as before, we have raft or we have brim or none, and we've got a support type there as well, which I haven't explored before, but I guess it's there for you to trial and see what difference it makes. These are pretty standard, so 1.75 is the typical diameter of the filament that you will need to buy, and the nozzle size of our machine is 0.4 millimeters wide. So that's about all I want to say on this tab. There are a lot more we can go into in terms of modifying the settings of the printer, but for general use I would only really focus on the fill density, and what I didn't mention earlier was the layer height. So in the basic kind of settings of the software, it talks about low quality, normal quality and high quality, and here we can actually specify exactly ourselves. So if we want a very high quality print, we can go to, say, 0.12 millimeters. You can try go as low as you possibly can, but it will probably say give you a warning like it does here that this is too low and it might give bad results. So 0.12 is what I find is the finest I can go to, and as I say, 0.2 will make the print speed go up but the quality slightly go down. So yeah, just to summarize again, I would focus on just this top option here, the layer height, the fill density, and if you need to, the print speed and the printing temperatures. That is basically what I really recommend changing. If you're concerned about peeling, then you may want to look at the type of platform, which is, as I mentioned before, the brim or the raft. But that's it guys. Just to show you the other tabs, again, I wouldn't recommend changing anything on here. It's not going to change your print too dramatically by tweaking these values, so I would leave them alone. And this, just for information, is the code that the printer reads. So it's the G code that this software creates and exports, and yeah, that is the code that the printer reads. So that was that, guys. I haven't really explored this software in great detail, as you can tell. I've only really ever used the Quickprint option, which is a much simpler user face for the user. So yeah, any questions, I would try to help where I can, but I just want to give a short video on the other kind of settings you can choose to have in the Creality Slicer software.